Sorare has really been pulling out all the stops recently with all the free-to-play fantasy football competitions they've been running with money can't buy experiences. And in the video today, we're getting set up for the latest iteration we've got of this, the Best of Europe series. For 3 individual game weeks across the next 10 days or so, we have Fly with the Best for all the midweek, Champions League, Europa Conference League stuff, where the top prize is flying with AC Milan to an away Champions League fixture. We then have this weekend the number one prize for, having a fantasy football competition across the top 5 leagues. Numero uno is going to get VIP tickets to El Clasico, the biggest game in world football. And then this time next midweek, it's a Serie A and Italiano special for the best of Calcio. And again, the top prize in that is going to get a match day VIP experience round the stadium, round for the match day and all that good stuff, round of one of Italian football's most historic stadiums. But in the video today, we're going to be kicking off with the Fly with the Best as I try and build the best lineup to try and attack the leaderboard to try and bring home the top prize. At any point in the video, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. But if you're brand new to Sorare and you haven't even opened up your account yet, Sorare love all the content here at the channel and they give me a special link. That link is in the description of this video and it's going to get you $50, pounds, euros, whatever your currency is, of market credit to help you go and build your squad out if you want to go and do that. By clicking on that link, you do support all the content here at the channel and I thank you in advance if you do so. If you do get stuck or if you've got any questions, jump into the comment section and I'll come and sort you out. But yeah, after the success we've had over the last couple of free-to-play tournaments, I know a lot of Sorare scouts and managers that have been around the block once or twice will be tuning into this one to see what is the picks that we're making going into this Champions League, Europa Conference League midweek to try and take down the leaderboard. And yeah, let's just get stuck straight into this one. Because the thing I love about this competition is that they're 3 individual competitions. So if you do miss the first one, there's no problem with that whatsoever. These are all individual based competitions that are completely free to enter. So as much as in the video today, we'll be covering the Fly with the Best. Stay tuned to the channel as we come back and we visit the other 2 over the next 2 game weeks and we build a squad bespoke for them as well once we've got a wee bit more of a feel of where the fixtures are at and where the clubs and players are in respect, for the respective competitions themselves. But for the Best of Europe, for Flying with the Best, we get to look across the Champions League, the Europa and the Europa Conference League. And when we're playing 5-a-side fantasy football, there's a few main things that we're always looking for. We're looking for a very good goalkeeper at a very good club that is maybe at home and has a pretty good fixture. Mike Mignan is always a contender to come in for goalkeeper for these sorts of competitions, especially when he's at home to Club Brugge. Magic Mike is a goalkeeper I'm a big fan of. And there's a lot of other good contenders, a lot of other good runners and riders, household name goalkeepers like your Gigi Donnarummas, maybe some of the less known players like Anatoly Trubins, maybe even David De Gea for Fiorentina away to St. Gallen, which is a Swiss team. Maybe we're looking for a big team versus a minnow, maybe like Radislav Majeki, who plays for Monaco. They're at home to Red Star Belgrade. We've got Alex Ramiro for Sociedad away to Tel Aviv in the Europa League. We've got Paulo Gazzaniga at home for Girona to Slovan Bratislava in the Champions League. And there's a bunch of other guys in here, like maybe even Stefan Moreno or Ortega Moreno for Man City at home to Sparta Prague. That backup goalkeeper that maybe rotates in to play these sorts of matches could be really exciting. Or maybe it's old gold with Craig Gordon. Hearts are at home to Ammonia Nicosia of Cyprus, so that could be a good game for them, certainly. Jan Sommer for Inter Milan is away to Young Boys of Bern. That could be a really good game for him, but I'm not too sure he's going to keep a clean sheet, although I think he will be called into action quite a bit for a match like that, despite it being a lower level opponent. Young Boys at home are probably going to go for it and have a bit of a shot, as it were. And then, to be honest with you, the rest of the goalkeeping field here is a little bit much of a muchness. Maybe you've got a hunch, maybe you've got a bit of an inside track on one of these fixtures or how one of the games are going to go, and you've maybe got a better goalkeeper shout than I do. But I'm going to take Paulo Gazzaniga. I think Girona at home in the Champions League are probably going to get the win here, and having seen Bratislava up close and personal against Celtic, I don't think Girona are going to have too much to worry about when it comes to defending. As long as they can get a foothold in the match early enough, scoring early enough goal, they'll probably be in control for the most part. And La Liga is like a very high level level division, you know, and when they play against lower level opposition in European competition, they generally tend to do quite okay. So I'm going to go with Gazzaniga, who I've quite famously on the channel called one goal a game Gaz, because he just never seems to keep a clean sheet. But in this game, I think he's going to do it. Now, in defence for this competition, we're looking for a mixture of a few things. Ideally, a team that's going to be dominant in possession. Ideally, a defender that can get into the final third, maybe get a goal or an assist or something like that. But a guy that's going to be on the ball a lot. They're going to get lots of passes. They're going to be really successful in their duels. Again, we're hoping for a dominant side, maybe at home. But even at away, I don't really mind that too much, because then there's a wee bit more back and forth in the match. And, you know, matches that are harder require good players to play even better. And that's something that I do want to keep in my mind here. I think Guardiola at home at Sparta, if he's not going to get rotated, Guardiola seems quite good at being immune from a bit of pep roulette. I think he could be a standout choice here. But there's a lot of tough games across European football. I see a lot of Barca versus Bayern here. We've got Real Madrid against Borussia Dortmund, Juventus against Stuttgart. There's a lot of games here that, you know, are not going to be that easy to call. They're going to be very, very tough. And we are looking for someone that is a bit of a known quantity, and the match they have shouldn't be too much in question. You know, we're looking for certainty, we're looking for reliability, and we're looking for a guy that just ticks all of those boxes. And really, as I scroll through the list of defenders that we have available, and having looked at the fixture list that we've got in front of us coming up for this game week, I do really find it hard to look past Josko Guardiola, but I am a little bit worried that if the pep roulette was to come, it's going to be at home at Sparta Prague, maybe after an international break, and, you know, after playing at the weekend, that sort of thing. So I'm trying to hold back on going for Josko, and I'm looking for something that's a bit more reliable. And I just think with the form he's been in so far this year, Achraf Hakimi at home to PSV should be a really good game for him. And with him being rested this weekend, you maybe feel that he's just going to be a bit more fit and firing coming into this midweek. But then in midfield, I'm always a big sucker for an all-action player, a guy that can do a bit of the defending, a guy that can do the fancy stuff in attack as well. But again, similar to the last couple of positions, we're looking for someone that is in a game that really should suit them stylistically. They're in good form. There's not really any risk of them being rotated or rested or anything like that. And Gabriel Sara at home to Elfsborg could be a really good pick. He's in great form at the moment, the former Norwich man. Galatasaray at home is a very formidable European venue. And Elfsborg, you know, away from home, they'll have a mountain to climb there. Szoboszlai against a former team is something that does normally interest me. Kimmich is a big game player, and against Barcelona away from home, that could easily be a game where he stands up and is counted. I'm a big Tijani Reinders fan. He could do quite well at home to Bruges there. Or Brugge. As we look through midfield, I don't know if there's that many obvious picks. There's that many guys that are in a great fixture, that are probably at home. They don't need to be, but as long as they are, that kind of helps. And they've got that form to really back them up. We know they're going to play. We don't need to worry about rotation roulette. And yeah, it's actually really tough to pick the midfield for this one. Even across the Europa League and the Conference League, I don't see too many obviously good fixtures that will go their way. But as I start to see the Girona players come back into this, Girona at home, for me, are going to do really well against Slovan Bratislava. And for me, when Girona do well, Ivan Martin is one of the players that is right involved in that. So I think I will take him for my midfielder. That then will bring us on to our forward. Now, we need a goal scorer. If they're not going to score goals, we need assists, of course. But this category, this position, as you can see already from the top order we've got here, is fierce. This is really make or break. You need the guy to absolutely deliver, because you know somebody is going to, and if you have not got that guy, then you're going to be right behind them on the leaderboard. Haaland at home at Sparta is definitely going to be a top tier pick. Yamal and Mbappe and the Moradon here, maybe they're a little bit more dicey. Gyökeres away to Sturm Graz should be very, very good. And then as we start to scroll through the rest of the list, I guess you could make a case for a lot of them individually. Christian Pulisic is in fantastic form at the moment, one of the most informed forward players across European football at the moment. And you know, since top prize is flying with AC Milan, I think I would take Pulisic at home in the San Siro to Club Brugge, that he could have that sort of game again, if not an even better one. And then for the fifth and final position, we get to pick absolutely anyone in the extra spot that's not a goalkeeper. Now, if you do have a limited card, they'll get a 20% boost on their score, of course. I don't have a limited that will be taking part in this competition, but I'm now trying to hope and think and look for who could be the highest scoring player overall. And, you know, having a scroll through all these positions like we have already, I really actually do want to take Erling Haaland in here, because I think Haaland could smash a hat-trick or more against a team like Sparta Prague. It feels like a team that he will really stat pad against and could go on an absolute heater. So I think this is a squad that I'm going to take, and I think for my captain, I would probably take Christian Pulisic in the San Siro. We already have 25,000 entrants into the first leg of this competition, as it were, and there is only prizes played to the top 10, so this is a real do or die division. And I've got a real good hope that I think that my 5, without a limited card, if someone was going to break into the top 10, for me it's going to be a squad that looks like this. It's a defender that's going to get right close to 100. Same with all the other positions here. I think like the way these games are, they're all at home as well. Like this team could average, you know, above 80 per position. And you know, overall, I'm pretty optimistic. I'm really looking forward to catch the comment section on this one. You guys let me know what your team is. What mistakes do you think I've made? Who should have made my team? Who made your team that's better than my team? And I suppose ultimately, how well do you think this lineup's going to do? I think it's got the potential to go all the way, but I'm always excited to catch what you guys think in the comment section of the videos. On screen and now some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more content like this. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one.